Hey there, Marin County real estate buyers and sellers. I've got the inside scoop with your December real estate update. That's right, December's information already. And I'm going to go back 5 years to provide some tantalizing details and context. Hang on to the end for my boots on the ground take on it all. And spoiler alert, it's likely to be different than you'll hear from most other realtors. So let's get to it. First, I want to wish you all a very happy new year and express my gratitude in all the people who I've worked with and also the people who just watch my content. I super appreciate you. You all make my life so much better. Let's start with the sold homes that sold during the month of December. 63 homes closed below list price with an average of 10% below list. 6 homes closed at about list and 23 homes closed above list price with an average of 8% above. Compared to November, 12 fewer homes sold overall, so not a big surprise given the holidays. But in December, 68% of the homes that sold for less than list price, compared to November when about 50% sold for less than list. That may mean something as a new trend to lower prices, or maybe not, since it's easier for buyers to get a bargain when there's not much activity in the market, and that happens during the holiday season. By the way, I provide all the details on closed sale information, complete with addresses, and the math done regarding whether it sold above, at, or below in my monthly newsletter. Email me with the subject line newsletter and I'll send you a copy. And if you're thinking about buying or selling a home in Marin, reach out to me. I'm a past California attorney turned realtor, and I've lived in Marin County nearly 30 years and raised 3 children here. I'd love to help you make a smart move. Just email me. And now, the charts. First, let's look at that inventory issue. Inventory, which is the light green bars here, the for sale ones, right here, it has decreased again in December. Not that surprising because of the holidays, kind of a seasonal thing. But if you want to see how it looks compared to the last 5 years, let me show you that now. This chart definitely demonstrates what everybody's been talking about in the entire United States, but you can see it very clearly here in Marin County. We used to have this inventory in here, and then it became this inventory, and then here, and you can easily see that our inventory is quite low at this time. By the way, the dark green bars down here are the sold homes, the ones that actually sold. And they don't have the same decrease that we have had in inventory. Hence the greater buying pressure, which has helped buoy some prices. The red line, by the way, just to let you know, are the homes that have been pended, homes that are in contract and set to close at some point. Now let's take a look at days on market. Days on market have gone up from 37 days before a home sells to 53 now. That's an average thing. So quite significant. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out in prices over the next few months, which are generally stronger than they are during the holiday season. Another thing that is on this chart is the ratio of a sales price over the original price. And that has gone down. Oh, I seem to be covering it, but I know it says 93%. So 93% from 97%, that's pretty significant. But when you look back to last year, you can see that, well, it does happen every year. I wonder if we'll bottom out in January, just like we did last year. Now everybody's favorite part, the prices. The blue bars on the bottom are median prices in Marin County, and that did decrease month over month, as did the average sales price month over month. Those things are here, the blue bars, the median here, the average prices. And the green bar up here represents the price that people are asking for their house. That's always a lot higher because, first of all, it takes into account all those multi-million dollar homes that really take like a year to sell. So they stay stuffed up here in the average, bringing the whole average way up. Looking at those actual numbers, what we have is median price sold went down month over month, 7.5%, and the average active price went down 2.3%, and the average sold price went down 3.9%. Overall, though, when you look back the whole year, this is actually still showing an increase in median sold price of 5.1% when you compare this year to last year, as well as up 2.6% when you compare the average prices. When you look at the whole quarter, then that diminishes a bit, which is obviously a better statistic, with the average being up still 0.6% and the average median price being up 2.3%. But again, how's that looking for the past 5 years? And you can see the progression really did peak out in 2022 for the median prices, and prices are down. And then if you look at the average prices, those also peaked. This was actually April was huge in 2022. And you can see that the prices in general are much more in line with what they were in 2021 and almost even 2020. But like I've said many times in these videos, Marin County is really tough because our prices do not cluster around one area, which would make a really good average price. Instead, they're just like all over the place, from fairly, well, if you can call $200,000 fairly inexpensive, on up to, multi-millions of dollars. Average price can really just get swung around based on what's sold a particular month. So let's look at the average price per square foot. Okay, that doesn't wipe out all these problems, but it's another point of evidence. And here's the price per square foot. We have peaked up here in October at $936 a square foot, and now it was down to $773 a square foot. But again, it's the holidays, and if you go all the way back to those same 3 months last year, you'll see that they also had the same decline, although this year's decline is definitely bigger and steeper. If you look at this decline, it's here, whereas the other one is steeper, bigger, and dropped well below the price from last December. We'll see if January drops further before we head back up. And one more time, let's take a look at that on the 5-year basis. All right, so here we have the price per square foot over the last 5 years. One thing to note is that it doesn't include December, because the December numbers were just released, so they haven't been completely confirmed. And I forgot to mention that on the other ones too, but that was not the point I was trying to make on the other 5 years. I wasn't trying to make the point about December's, but now I want to. And that is because December's price, as you know, is about $773 a square foot. And that brings us up, using my ruler here, to about right here. I find this a pretty interesting visual because now we can see that the prices are lower than they were in most of 2021, definitely 2022, and also most 2023, except for this tiny little blip here on January. Now, again, this could just be a seasonal thing, but if prices start to hover anywhere around here, maybe we'll be getting down into this area of the prices that we had in 2020, and maybe not. Could just be seasonal. Okay, and what's my take on all of this? We've all heard that interest rates are heading down and that the Federal Reserve will be lowering the Federal Reserve rate in 2024. Lower mortgage rates brings on higher buying power for buyers, so many people are going to tell you that prices are headed back up because there's going to be more buyers. And hey, they may be right, especially in the very short term. But as a former professional stock trader, I know that markets just aren't that easy to predict. Take, for example, that virtually no one saw that home prices would remain fairly high after mortgage rates increased over a year ago and lowered buying power for buyers by about 30%. Why didn't they go down? It's because people didn't think about the lock-in effect, where those who already owned homes would not want to sell them and buy another home because they didn't want the higher interest rates either. And so we ended up with a lot less inventory, as you saw in this video. So now we're told that lower mortgage rates will result in higher prices. But is that a given? Is it really that simple? First, homes are still more unaffordable than they have been in decades. And second, what if all of those pent-up sellers, those locked-in ones, suddenly flood the market with inventory? Will sellers still have the upper hand if buyers can easily pick and choose what they want? Additionally, let's say the Fed just ends up holding these interest rates here because they didn't make a promise. It's all based on the data as it comes out. So let's say they end up holding them here. Will all those pent-up sellers just continue to not sell, keeping inventory low? Maybe, but on the other hand, did you know that apparently 10,000 baby boomers are reaching the age of 65 every single day at this point in our history? And that won't end until 2030. And that's a lot of people who may decide they are ready to sell their home and buy something smaller, no matter what mortgage rates are. Plus, something like 40% of people in the United States don't even have a mortgage. That's so high. So those people more than likely have equity in their homes. So if it gets to the point where it doesn't look like interest rates are going to support higher prices, which they might not anyway, but let's say that they do go down and people want to move because of that. If that doesn't happen, and people would normally want to move because of that, if that doesn't happen, how long do people just wait before they go ahead and start living the rest of their lives? Who knows? We could see inventory go up, whether mortgage rates go down or not. Like I said, who knows? Bottom line, no one knows what will happen. Prices could also go up, just like people think. So like I always say, do what makes sense for you and your needs and your financial situation right now. No one has a crystal ball on the real estate market. If you're looking for more information on Marin County living or about buying or selling a home, check out these videos right here. Have a great day.